Yasu Malagedo. Fucking hate this guy. Fucking hate this fucking bartender. Nobody likes him. Nobody fucking wants him there. The guy's a fucking jerk off.
I like his voice. I don't like what he talks about. I don't
See, I've been trying to tell his face.
I don't like when he walks like nothing. I don't like his haircut.
Welcome to the Malaka podcast. The worst job I've ever had. Part 8. Chapter 3.
What's the shoe? Have you seen it anywhere? It's like this one, but obviously it's the opposite one. Excuse me, missus, I've lost a shoe. Like this one, it's like this one's fellow, the sort of the exact opposite, in fact, of that. Not an evil version, but just a shoe like this, but for the other foot. Otherwise, I'd have two right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're in chapter 3, the final chapter. I honestly didn't think I'd have this much to say about one single place I worked at for not that long, but it says something. And I used this clip from the movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall because I know Russell Brand is not as big as he used to be years ago when this movie first came out. I saw it in theaters. I laughed my ass off. Nobody really knew much about Russell Brand. When I saw him in interviews after, it was pretty clear he wasn't acting. Not that I'm not saying he's not a good actor, just this is almost, the whole persona. And the worst bartender I've ever had a not pleasure of working with at this bar reminds me so much of his character in this movie and possibly how Russell Brand really is in real life. It's pretty much ruined it for me. I'm almost positive that a lot of people would agree with me that who's ever met this bartender. And it's just another thing to, hate this guy for. But there's so many other things that I have to talk about before I get to this fucking jerk off. But let's just do this baby steps. But this will be the last one. And let's see if we can finally, work through, this pain that I call this horrific job. And by far the worst bar in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So one thing I didn't mention before is the jukebox. Now, the problem, ladies and gentlemen, is that it's a decent jukebox. I mean, it's free. So at least, hey, you know what? Finally, something decent at this bar. Something free too. I mean, who would have thought, right? Especially in this day and age. But but the problem is a lot of people don't know that. So if you go to the jukebox, it'll tell you like certain songs for $1. But realistically, if you go to this bar, which again, I mean, like I said, this is part 3 of me doing this shit. And if you haven't figured it out by now, don't go to this bar. But if you're stupid enough to go, don't pay any money into the jukebox. It's free. You just, push the buttons there, look for a song you want, and that's it. So I don't know if they're doing this on purpose to fuck with people. People are, playing music throughout the shift. I tried to play as much music as I could, to keep the tempo going. The nice lady I talked about there, she even told me, you gotta play something upbeat. If you gotta, the management wants to hear something upbeat. And I go back to her, no problem. That's what I did. And I noticed, and I'm not, tooting my own horn here, but I'm pretty sure I picked some pretty kick-ass music, a little rap, a little rock here, some good anthems, whatever. I could see people at the table like, hey, listen, I miss 90s R&B too. I miss that shit too, but it is what it is. I just feel when I go in there, I don't want it to feel like it's a fucking supermarket, but I did my best, But again, don't be fooled. You don't have to put your money in there. They should make that abundantly clear. I think they're just trying to squeeze every fucking loony they can. But again, it is what it is. But yeah, I really do miss R&B though. My God, I mean, I put on some Montel Jordan. This is how we do it, and people just went crazy. It's it's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. So all I'm saying is if you go in there, do not be fooled. You do not have to pay for music. But I advise you not to go in there. Stay at home, put your headphones on, and just, forget this bar ever existed. Now, let's talk about the owners. Okay, so, I mean, let's start with, I believe it's a couple. I think they've been married for quite some time. They're alcoholics. I mean, that is the very nicest, simplest way to put it. I mean, I don't know. Like, you watch Bar Rescue and, like automatically you go into the bar and you're like, okay, the food is shit. The decor is horrible. And most of the times, 9 times out of 10, it's always an owner that doesn't give a shit. A lot of times they get shit-faced, and it's their way of just saying, hey, you know what? I don't care about this bar anymore. I don't care about life. I think at one point even the guy told me, I mean, he's the same guy that told me, he lied about the, you see the bar and it says like ever since whatever it's been open, like it's really 5 years ahead. I still don't understand the logic behind that, but he just he doesn't care. Like you can tell he's just given up. He goes outside, smokes his cigars, and he doesn't care. And it's sad. It really is sad to see. I mean, like, we had some things in common. They were talking about movies a little bit there, but they just don't care. They don't care. She, would always walk by me. I think she said hello to me maybe once. I remember one time, like I even wore like a tag to say I was, working security on my number. It's just, he's wearing a tag. Wow, that's nice. I don't know, very condescending. Just, I don't know, very. My God, man. I mean, like if my bar was in trouble, like I just would not be getting shit-faced at my bar, and like they're not even there till the end of the night to see how things go, and I guess they come a little bit early, maybe around 6 or something, and then they leave at like around 9, 10, 11, whatever the fuck, they get an Uber and they get the fuck out of there. I think maybe they were trying to sell the place at one point, and I don't know, they were pissed off about the thing going on upstairs there, about the construction, whatever, but I don't know, they just don't seem to care. Like, there's more concern about just drinking and more drinking, and, it's weird, I mean, the guy clearly didn't know me at all. He was very convinced of me to watch the movie, what was it called? The superhero movie Craven or some shit. I don't know. It was fucking horrible. I mean, I watched the first half hour. My God, Marvel's got to get their fucking shit together. But the point is, you can tell they just gave up. Like they don't give a fuck. They really don't. It's really sad to see that. I mean, like again, we watch these shows online or whatever, and we're like, I mean, there's no way these people are this bad. They don't care about their business or whatever. But yeah, no, it's that bad. I mean, it's even sadder to see it up close, right? And you're like, okay, well. Like if you don't care, then what makes you think like we're gonna care? You know what I mean? And that's the sad thing too, is that you can tell the staff actually really cares and they keep it together. But I mean, they've relied heavily on the staff to keep this place going, and I think they're probably a little bit more harder on them than they should be. a little too loosey-goosey at certain things, and it really is just sad to see that, because, I mean, the place, I mean, if done right, it could do probably pretty well, but it's just not good. I mean, but again, like, I've always said this, just because you own a bar or work at a bar, that doesn't mean you should get drunk. I mean, like, you guys should be the most, or one of the most sober people there, right? I mean, watch out, watch for, people coming in, and, the clientele, like, how's business doing? What can we do to improve it? All this shit. But again, they don't care. They honestly just don't care. And it's sad to see that. Like, it really is. I've said that before, but it's bad. It's really bad. So I don't know. I mean, they're just, like I said, a lot of cutbacks there. I got to let go. Instead of 4-day security, it's 2. And, a lot of the hours have been cut back for the servers, bartenders. And, it's just like, it really makes you wonder, like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why are we, I mean, how do people put up with this shit? I feel sorry for the customers. It doesn't, I don't know, feel that inviting anymore. And it's really just a gloomy place, I mean, like, I've seen some dimes in my time, ladies and gentlemen, but my God, I mean, not to this extent, like, it really is bad. So, and it's just bad. I mean, I went to the Christmas party there, and I really didn't want to go, but I mean, for the story alone, I'm like, fuck it, I gotta go. I gotta find out what's going on here. And I made a joke before about oysters. I don't know if you guys caught that, but let me explain that one. So I came in there one shift, and I guess, I don't know, maybe one of their friends or something was retiring or something, and they had a whole, like, oyster bar set up, and all this, like, fancy food and all that. And, like, it really makes you wonder, like, if they got the money to spend on oysters and all that, like, why isn't this going to the bar? You know what I mean? So, but then there's another thing that's like, wow, okay, so if you're going to do this for, just whatever, like, like, why can't they do this for us at the Christmas party? And the wife is just, I mean, she's just like, she's always drunk. Oh, like, just like, like one of those, right? Just, life's a party, fuck it. And who cares about anything else? You're my server. Okay. Good mentality to have. So, and she's like, I'm gonna come to the party. We may not have food because the cutbacks, and the worst case, we'll order some pizza. We'll get something. Don't worry. It's like talking to Kermit the Frog there. Holy fuck. But I go to the party, and I don't like coming empty-handed. So of course I brought some snacks and stuff like that. So did other people. The one chef there made an awesome mac and cheese. It was very delicious. Shout out to him. But they ordered nothing. Nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever been to a Christmas party and there's been literally no food? I mean, like, not even a bag of fucking chips. Nothing. Nothing. I mean, they gave us a couple free drink tickets. Whoopie fucking do. What that cost you each person? $2? I mean, like, what the fuck, man? Like, if it wasn't for us, like, bringing shit, like, you guys would have been screwed. They didn't order pizza. They did give me a Christmas gift, though. I mean, they gave me a gift certificate to, what was it, the Pizza Nova, whatever, for $25. That'll save me. And, guys, what the sad thing is, too, and this is how prices are just fucking insane in Toronto and God only knows where else. I was like, okay, I'm just going to get a pizza. It's like 2-3 toppings, whatever, right? You know how much the shit cost me? $40. And that's including tips. So probably with tip, I paid another, I don't know, like $5-6, whatever, right? So you take away $25 from the gift certificate, I still have to pay another $15. $40 for a fucking, a large 2-topping, 3-topping pizza. Like, what the fuck happened, man? I mean, like, I don't know, like, remember you used to, like, have like, I don't know, 10, 15 bucks in your pocket and you can get like a pizza. Like, what the fuck happened? And it's Pizza Nova's gone downhill too. I mean, my God, like I'm Italian, I'm used to good shit. Don't get me wrong, but my God, I don't know what the fuck happened. I mean, it's like almost flavorless. Jesus Christ. I mean, I should have put that towards groceries or something. But anyways, yeah, I mean, it was just a fucking disaster. And I don't know, the one bartender there invited us to his place there, and believe you me, I'm gonna get into that one, but I'll do the whole bartender thing all together there. But you know, the point is, I mean, they have no idea how to run a fucking bar. Like I mean, I already described, you know, everything that's wrong with it, you know, the decor and all, but you know, holy shit. I mean, it is just a fucking disaster. But to see them, like, you know, every time I go there, for the most part, they're there and just drinking away, and like they just don't care. They don't give a fuck. You know, he told me before he was in the music business. I don't know what the fuck she did. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened, man. But you know, I mean, you guys, honestly, you got to get your shit together. I mean, and the sad thing is, like, this bar does have a lot of potential, but I mean, if you don't care, like, why do you expect anybody else to care? You know what I mean? So it's just, it really, honestly, overall, it is just sad to see that. It really is. So, you know, those are the owners. That's not good. So my hiring process, you know, was pretty simple. You could tell they were desperate to find somebody reliable. I was told when I worked there, somebody, or actually a few people, like one person, yeah, he didn't even show up. Another person showed up, and during the shift, he left. He just completely left. I believe another person was there, and he would tell, I can't even believe this. He would tell people, like patrons that came in there to drink, to keep an eye on the door while he had, you know, dinner. Like this is what I'm stepping into, you know what I mean? So it's, holy shit. So yeah, you know, I see the ad on Indeed, you know, which Indeed.ca. It's a great website if you're ever looking for a job, whatever. I know it's, you know, it's done well for me over the years. You know, it provided this great 3-part podcast. But yeah, and you know, he messaged me back, whatever, on my phone. Okay, and you know, he's like, yeah, you know what, you come in this day, you know, send your resume here. It's easier to keep track from the 1,000 crap resumes people are sending. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm telling him what's the pay, whatever, you know, what's, you know, the days. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, when he didn't tell me what days I was working, but he told me Wednesday, you know, to Sunday. Okay. Keep in mind, there's no shift on Sunday. Okay. There's only shifts Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I'm thinking to myself, worst case scenario, I should get at least 2 days. No problem. And I only ended up getting one. I got the Friday, you know, and I even told him, I said, just one day, that's it, you know. I'm like, all right, you know, okay, fine. And then I came in there, and you know, like, he wasn't even ready to see me. Like he was busy, like, you know, building a fence or something out there. And then I see him, and you know, he seemed like an all right guy, I guess. But here's my thing, and I'm saying this, you know, I don't know 100% for sure. You know, so I'm going to say the word allegedly. It seems like to me he's an ex-addict. Now, the way I see that is because, like, I don't know, just the way he was kind of acting, it was a little off. I mean, I don't know, it almost seemed like he was chipping. You know what I'm saying? And again, I don't know this for sure, but I mean, you know, the only times I would see him even after that when I worked, like, he'd be outside smoking, and I would just say hello to him, and I don't know, he always, like, he said hello, but he wouldn't, like, he never engaged in conversation. He was just, you know, he looked at me like I'm a fucking pylon or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you know, I'm there and that's it. And most of the times you just like text me, and like you would text me a lot in the beginning of when I worked, and undercover's coming in. Please make sure to check for IDs. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna check anyway. What's the big deal? What the fuck, And I don't know. I don't know. He just seemed a little off. But again, it's one of those jobs where you just do it, whatever. And he's telling me again about the WhatsApp, and everybody has to go on there. And, you guys know how much I fucking love WhatsApp. And, like, one funny thing, too, is, like, I wanted to talk to him about a few things. And, like, he says, oh, don't call me at this number. Call me at my private number, my personal number. The personal number he gave me is the number for the bar. Like, that's his personal number. Like, anybody can pick up the phone there. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a personal number. I mean, it's something I can look on Google. Again, more signs of, Tootskis. But anyways, I always would complain to him about the bartender here. And, like he would say things like, text me right away so I can call him and correct that. He's in tonight and I'm going to make it clear to him. He never did. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things he would just, like basically, I wanted the money. Like the one other bartender I told you, the guy and the girl together, the guy would always have the money ready. If anything, he would pay me like early, like maybe just after 2:20, what, like always the money in hand, This guy never had it ready. Oh, I have stuff to do. I lost track of time. Really, you have stuff to do. So at 2:50, when you're supposed to give me my money, you go outside for a smoke for 10 minutes. But again, there's way more to cover. The point is, it's clear that, my so-called boss here did not... By the way, he runs like another company or something, and I don't know. He says he does this and that. He's all over the place. I don't know. He's always like mentioning family too. It's like, oh, when I'm not at work, I focus on my family. I'm like, I didn't fucking ask you that. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But anyways, I don't know. Maybe it's part of the program. So, and then he's like, well, it may be due to this and that. You're not getting paid. I'll make sure I'll talk to him, whatever. And keep in mind, I'm doing this over WhatsApp. All the other guards are seeing this, and the one big guard, he's like, careful. The one bartender is, very important to the team, and the owner really likes him. And then I just went off. I'm just like, listen, I don't have time for this. Like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, it's a matter of getting paid and just doing what's right. Okay, that's it. And then, the boss here told me he was dealt with 2 weeks ago. I do think this is his last chance. Anyways, I will speak with him today. Next time, let me know right away. Keep in mind, I always let him know right away. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I ever prolong it. I mean, obviously, I want to get paid. So, it should never be an issue. So, I don't know what the fuck the big deal is, I keep telling him, like, he gets, like, fucking shit-faced by the end of the shift, and, like, he doesn't even know what the fuck is going on. That's why he never pays me, because he always fucking forgets. And I'm just trying to say something decent about this dude. Like, well, when he's, sober, he could be better or whatever, a decent bartender, good bartender. And hand to God, I got the text to prove it, okay? And keep in mind, he always goes out and has a smoke with this guy all the time, okay? Him... the bartender, the owner, they're all together laughing it up, not giving a shit how bad this business is, just going straight down the toilet. And he texts me and he goes, he's not a good bartender. I'm going to repeat that. The guy that hired me, okay, the guy that has a normal picture up here, but he puts one of those like fake mustaches. It doesn't look good. Anyways, he said he's not a good bartender. So keep that in mind. Every time you see these guys together, they're all just bullshitting each other together. Okay, everyone's trying to be fake friends and all that, and it's fucking pathetic. Nobody, like, again, this is why this bar is going to shit, because nobody can fucking say what's on their mind. I always speak up. You can say what you want, call me a prick, asshole, whatever. The greatest thing about assholes is we get shit done. Okay? We want to see things run smoothly in the end. But, if everyone's lying to each other and just laughing it up, and this is why your bar is doing shit. Like, nothing is getting done here. Nothing. So then I wake up one day and just randomly I check WhatsApp. Okay? And, he sends me a long ass message basically saying, they're doing some cutbacks at the bar and we don't need you anymore. And, if we'll probably need you for, the spring coming up. And when we do, we'll give you a call, all the best on your, blah, 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 And what's weird is they took me out of the chat. Now, technically, you didn't fire me. They're just saying, okay, more like okay, we'll talk to you later. But then why would you, say best on your, future endeavors, whatever? Why would you close or take me out of the chat, block me from there? To be honest with you, I'm actually glad I'm blocked from that. I mean, my God, I can't stand fucking WhatsApp. But, but it was just random. I checked it, and I've told these guys again and again and again, you need to reach me. Call me, text me. Now, who the fuck, what kind of a psycho fires somebody through a long text on WhatsApp? Like, not even a phone call, not even a text saying, hey, call me, leave a mess, nothing. It's such a cowardly fucking thing to do, But again, when people work the program, I mean, they learn not to have confrontation and all that. So, again, that's not helping his case. But, I don't know, what are you going to do? So I message him back, and I go like, what's the deal? You couldn't just call me or whatever, and he's like, no shifts available right now. Upper management had decided to scale back until spring, So I'm like, okay, so the other two guys, I'm assuming, I mean, like I said, it went down to 4 days, which by the way, originally 5 when, he hired me, which I don't know. I guess, I don't know, Sundays in church all day. And, the 4 days went down to 2, one of the guys, or each guy got a day, and then, I'm screwed. So there you go. And I told him, I said, listen, like, I don't know, you messaged me on WhatsApp. You couldn't even tell me over the phone, nothing. And then he sends me a message like, when I'm at home, I focus on family. And work, I'm running around. I have time if you want to call me now. Thursdays will be, the other people, whatever, and through Friday, whatever. So, I'm like, no shift on the Wednesday, Saturday, no, nothing. And, and then I asked him straight, I was like, did I personally do something, And he said, like I said, a decision was made to upper management. I'm like, oh, that's not what I asked, And you can tell, like, he's, like at this point, I'm definitely sure he's on something, because it's a very simple question. Like, like if I ask you, did I do something? What do you, exactly, you said no. Exactly, like, it's not quick, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, he's stalling it out, like he did, fucking lines here. And, I'm just like, what the fuck, man? So just, it's a simple question, I have the right to know. And he goes, you do. What would you like me to ask them? And I go, what? Like, what are you talking about? I just told you what I want you to ask them. So now I'm getting, like, pissed off here. I mean, and now I think he's kind of, like, setting me up or something. Like, he wants me to get mad or say something, And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, just answer the question. Like, it's so simple, And then he goes into the whole thing like, kitchen guys, their shifts are being cut, and bar staff and servers are being cut. I'm like, is that a question or a statement? Like, but either way, it's something I asked. I don't, like, no disrespect to anybody else, but I'm asking about me now. You know what I mean? So, like, I got to worry about my future. And then he says, I'm not sure how else to explain that. Cutbacks are happening right now across the board. And he keeps repeating that again and again and again. I'm like, I don't know, like, why can't you just answer the question? I don't understand that. I don't get it, And then he talks about the 2 security shifts again. Like, he's just repeating the same shit over. So, I mean, at this point, I'm just assuming he's high, you know, and he's like focused on family, and I don't know, maybe he's getting high with his family. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. They all do everything together. And, you know, and he's like, I don't know why you feel like it's personal if nothing has happened. Unless something did that no one is telling me about on your part or anyone else, this is what's happening right now. What the fuck are you talking about? And again, like, you know, I'm like, well, what's going on? You know, and he's like, I know you don't care, but this happened to me as door here many times this time a year. Does anybody know what the fuck he's talking about? I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming he's saying he was a doorman and maybe this happened to him, but I don't know. Like when he was a doorman, I mean, did you find it this hard to get very simple answers for questions? I mean, you know, and he's like, well, like, what are you looking for? Is it personal? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, I told him at one point, I'm like, can you just find out 100%? Like, what's going on? And he goes, you know, like, now you're making me feel like there's something has happened. And I'm like, yeah, ditto, you know? So tell me before it finds out. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? Like, nothing, like, I don't know. It's like an Abbott and Costello routine. Like, he was just going back and forth for no fucking reasons, you know? And he goes, I feel like this conversation is turning into something it shouldn't. I don't understand why you think this is personal. Cutbacks happen everywhere during slow times. Again, I understand what the word cutback means. Believe me, you know. And he said, like, I said no, but you insist on my still asking for more information. I'm not looking for more information. I'm looking for any information at this point. You know, and then you know, he says, I don't need to set anything up or then I have no shifts for you right now. Like you said it with a question mark. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you know, and he's like, I have bosses as well. This was a decision made across the board. I don't know, like all of a sudden it's fucking Wall Street. And not just you, you're setting yourself apart from other people who this is happening to as well and thinking it's only you. I've said nothing to imply this. Like literally, I just keep repeating over and over again. Is it something I did? Yes or no? Like literally a simple yes or no answer. I don't know. So again, I'm convinced he's on something. He's gotta be. I mean, I don't know. It's early in the afternoon for this, but I mean, I don't know. You know, you gotta, I don't know, toot your whistle when you have to, I guess. You're making me feel like there's so ether going on. What? I will ask if it's anything personal. When I get an answer, I will let you know right away. Will that be what you need? So I'm assuming finally after a couple, he finally gets it. Again, you're saying statements that are not true and hurtful against my character. What? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm just said like, you know, and now I'm like, well, you're turning this around like it's my fault. And again, like we're literally just going. Like, I mean, this is such a fucking stupid conversation. Like, this is one of the. Honestly, it's one of the. This is why I can't argue with people that do drugs because they're just on a different level. They think it's about them. It's just fucked up. I mean, I don't know. He probably thinks he's talking to the Frankenstein tattoo on his hand. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. I know. It's the monster. Frankenstein was the doctor. That's not the point. The point is, I'm dealing with Charlie Sheen here, and it's very hard to, you know, get a fucking simple answer. Once again, I will ask if there's anything personal. When I get an answer, I will let you know right away. Is this what's needed? And he said this like fucking so many times. I'm like, oh my God, this is like fucking insane. And again, we just keep going back and forth, and, you know, he goes, okay, that's okay. I'm not a big phone call person anyway, blah, 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 you know, and I guess it's just going back and forth. And then finally he goes, now I'm making a decision to tell you even when we get busier. And I repeat, I won't be needing your services as a doorman. All right. I mean, I've gotten fired before from a job. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But I've never gotten fired from the same job twice in a half hour. It is... I don't think physically that's even possible unless you are on coke. I mean, it is just insane. But listen, I've heard of people lifting houses while they're on coke, you know, lifting cars, you know, lifting more bags of coke. It's it's insane. Like, it really is fucking crazy, you know. And I honestly don't think he remembers firing me the first time, you know. So, you know, and then at one point he goes like, I hope you go back to read over these messages. Once again, thank you for your time here. Like, why the fuck would I go back and read these messages? I mean, it's like a fucking, it's like the size of the Iliad here. Good luck. You are not now not welcome at Mickey Finn's. Well, finally, something that makes sense. Thank you very much for that. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Like, I knew this fucking place existed before this, you know? Yeah. Holy shit. Are you gonna ban me at the salad bar too? Fuck. But I mean, but this is the kind of fucking idiot like I'm dealing with. Like, it is fucking, like, it's really insane. I mean, fired twice in a half hour. Like, how does that happen? like this is fucking insane. Like, no wonder this bar is just going to fucking shit. Like, it is fucking crazy. But ladies and gentlemen, I haven't even told you the craziest part of this bar, which is one of the biggest assholes, by far the worst bartender I've ever worked with. Okay? And I was saving this for last because, according to a lot of the messages I've seen on Yelp here, a lot of people seem to agree with me. And everybody, and I mean everybody in that bar, including the owner and the guy that fired me twice in a half hour, you know, Mr. Sniffles, agrees with me that he is just a horrible, horrible person. So when I first started working there, the reason why they gave me the Friday shift is because more than likely this person works on Friday. And even the big man before, he told me, he says, if you have any problems with this bartender, like, he would repeat that again and again. You know, I mean, what is he, fucking Satan? You know, it turns out I was close, but you know, he always like the first few shifts, he's like, you know, are you okay? Did he do anything? You know, no, I still have one asshole instead of two. I'm fine. Don't worry. We're gonna get to that, the gay joke later. Not that I have anything against the gay people. I'm just saying you're gonna see you're gonna see. I mean, he's kind of like James Corbin. You know, he's got all the features, but he's not admitting it. The point is, okay. I went in there. It started out fine. I mean, he's a little eccentric. He treats everybody like shit. It doesn't matter if you're a customer, working there, fellow bartender, security. He treats everybody like shit. So let me give you a little story of what I've gathered about this guy. He's adopted, which if you ever meet this guy, you will see why his parents give him up. Okay, I would give up this fucking guy, you know, as soon as he spat out of my girl's vagina. I mean, this guy's a fucking piece of shit. Okay, so I don't blame the parents. Parents, whoever you are, you dodged a fucking bullet. Okay, you know, you gave us this fucking cancer over here, but you know, it good for you. But anyways, he's an alcoholic, and that's putting it extremely lightly. I mentioned the owners being alcoholics. This is on steroids. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, he drinks like a shit ton while he's working. People buy him shots. He'll drink behind the bar. He'll just go nuts. Like, it is really insane. I've never seen anything like it. He smokes like a fucking chimney. He's always out there every like half hour, leaves the bar unattended. You know, I mean, sometimes someone will be behind the bar and then they got to defend for themselves, but that's not any good. I mean, there were times where he would go outside and, you know, I would have to keep an eye on the bar. Like, it's that bad. I mean, his alcoholism with the smoking is just fucking horrible. I've seen him literally hit customers. I've seen him push customers. He called one of the regulars there a packy. Okay, he's used other racial terms, which I'm pretty sure you can figure out for yourself, you know, if you listen to rap music. One time he came onto a black customer there. He tried to kiss him. The guy almost punched him in the face. He's slapped people in the face. He's told people to leave the bar. You know, he pushes them. He always would treat me like shit. I mean, he treated everyone else like shit. Like I said before, he, you know, tried to touch poor Dexter there. He had to write a long email He's tried to touch other bartenders as well. The guy is clearly gay. I'm just going to come out and say it, allegedly. He is clearly gay. Like I mentioned James Corbin before, it's that kind of situation there where people are just, I don't know. Like we all know, but we're just, playing into it. I mean, the only thing he's missing is the car for karaoke. You know what I mean? It's there, man. And again, I'm not judging, I don't give a fuck who you are. But man, when you treat people with fucking disrespect, hit them, belittle them, sexual harassment, you talk down the women because you're a fucking piece of shit yourself. Picture if Russell Brand had sex with Marilyn Manson. I mean, this guy just always looks like he's a fucking wreck. You hear his accent just once, you just want to punch him square in his face. I mean, the guy is just a horrific piece of shit. I mean, he just doesn't care about anybody. Anybody. The Christmas party, I did not want to go. I definitely did not want to go to the thing after. But again, you guys know I love a good fucking story. I'm like, I got to see how fucking Sid and Nancy live. And I say Sid and Nancy because obviously I'm referring to Sid Vicious and Nancy, who's his wife, and his wife, holy fuck, what a cunt. And he's called her, many things while she's not there. I remember one time he was hitting on 2 Russian guys outside the whole night, having to smoke with them because, clearly he, it's pretty obvious what his sexuality is. He just will not accept it, even at the, in his 30s. And, at one point he's talking about his wife and like he says something. And then I hand to God, ladies and gentlemen, I got my right hand up right now. Hand to God. He's talking to the guys and he's like, oh yeah, you've met my wife, the fat one, so he disrespects his wife. But the irony is there's times where I remember one time he was really shit-faced and he calls his wife because he's an insecure little baby getting drunk at work. He needs someone to walk him home. He calls her at 1:30 outside. Oh, please come by. Oh, please come by. Just for one drink. Keep an eye on my fucking baby closeted homosexual ass. Oh, that guy's a fucking puss. And then even one time, so the owners, right? So again, like, we're all seeing this, by the way. Like, everybody sees this. I remember there's times where like he's behind the bar, he lifts up his shirt. I remember one customer, the girl there, she looks at him like, what the fuck is he doing? And she just walked out. Like, he's cost his bar so much fucking money. So much fucking money. My God. I'm telling, like, every night he's there, he's costing his bar easily hundreds of dollars. Easily. He goes out for some smoke way too often. He's drinking way too fucking much. It's crazy. So the owners there, it's pretty clear that the owners, like, he thinks of the owners like his mom and dad. And they got some kind of weird connection going on there. I'm not saying it's a sexual thing. I mean, maybe it is. Who the fuck knows in this world? But I think I've overheard them. They, meet up, off work and go to concerts and all this shit and studio time. And I don't know, God only knows what's fucking happening in those studios. Jesus Christ. But, the guy grew up, an adopted kid, who gives a fuck? My God, that doesn't give you the right to treat everyone like a fucking dick. But anyways, he's clearly taking the owners as like as his like significant parents. Clearly, it's obvious. I mean, it's something you'd see in a fucking 90s sitcom. You know what I mean? Like, oh, come live with us, everything will be okay. Da 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 da. Like that kind of shit. And it's fucking pathetic. And one time I'm out there, I guess one of the 2 times the owner's wife is talking to me, and she's just babbling on about something. Who the fuck knows? And then he gets jealous and he tries kicking me, like a fucking little infant. Like, oh, get away from my mommy. Like, bro, it's fucking so sad. Like, this guy is so fucking pathetic. Like, the first shift I worked there, he comes outside for a smoke. And he goes, I'm just, God, I'm dying to do his shitty accent, but I don't know what, I mean, well, like his sexuality, I don't know what side of the fence to go on. But the point is, I mean, because there's a couple accents there. I don't know what's going on. I don't give a fuck. I just hope he gets deported one day. But the point is, like he literally, like instead of just saying hello to me and whatever. And by the way, like I always go by him. He never say hello to me. He always say hello to me like a half hour, an hour into the shift. He's just trying to say face, and it's fucking pathetic. I mean, he thinks I'm trying to take over as the new guy or some shit. It's so fucking sad. Holy fuck! Just give up, buddy. And when I say buddy, I mean asshole. So like he comes out there and he starts spewing everything. I don't even know this guy's name yet. Okay? And he's like, I was adopted, I was sexually abused as a kid. I'm in my 30s, I'm still a bartender, blah, 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 blah. Holy fuck, just end it already. Jesus fucking Christ. For legal purposes, don't end it. I don't. The Malaka podcast does not condone, ending lives on any level. Thank you very much. The point is, okay, get your fucking shit together, man. I mean, my God, and keep in mind too, like he lives like I don't know, like not that far from the bar. So we're going to the Christmas party, because in my head I'm like, how the fuck can this get any worse? So we go. Well, I shouldn't say Christmas party, which, again, by the way, you invite someone to someone's house, have some booze ready, have some fucking food, like something. I guess it really is his parents because they don't do fucking dick all either. But the point is, we go over there, he's ahead with the other buddies. So I'm like, good, thank God I don't have to talk to him on the way there. And then I'm talking to the wife, and the wife, my God, she's a fucking lush too, and you can tell she's just fucking wants out of this as well, and but she's stuck, because I don't know, maybe she's one of these girls that needs someone to protect her, and I don't know, who knows, I don't know, maybe she's waiting for some insurance money to come in, who knows. But the point is, we go there, and it's a decent place, it's nothing too crazy, whatever, it's Toronto, what are you gonna do? And surprise, surprise, he's a fucking drug addict. And he starts doing fucking drugs. And at one point, he's just, talking blah, blah, blah. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I think at one point, maybe he's in a band or some shit. Who cares? And, he's playing his shitty music. And I'm like, what is this shit music? And, I put on my music to save the day. Again, like the bar. And, again, I'm not saying I'm a fucking sane or nothing. I'm trying to build my shit up. But my God, there's one thing I know. Well, two things I know. Food and music. That's it, Still trying to figure out everything else. But the point is, he does his shit. And we're there for maybe, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, whatever. And then he says to all the guys, take your shirts off. And I go, what? Take your shirts off? What the fuck are you talking about? And then if I take off my shirt, my tits are going to be bigger than your girls. And, she said bullshit. And I did a quick little flash. And I said, okay, yeah, maybe you're right. But, mine are younger, and I don't have to live with a drug addict. The point is, this guy is a fucking sexual pervert, and holy cow. Then 10 minutes after that, maybe he does another tootskis, and he literally falls on the floor and just stays there for a few minutes. Now, he's moving, talking, whatever, but like, I'm like, what do you do? Like, is this a cry for help? What is this? And then he ends up going to the bedroom. He falls asleep. And we're still chilling there for hours. We're now the wife is in charge there. We're all just shooting the shit, having a good time. We're doing, I'm doing impersonations, whatever, and it's all good. And, and then he wakes up hours later, he comes back and he goes, oh, why are you guys so tired? I'm like, well, yeah, we didn't fucking have a power nap for 2 hours. I mean, holy shit. And he gave me a fucking weird present. He gave me those mason jars with he said it was like a hot chocolate mix. I assumed it was like he's trying to drug me, so I just dumped it out. And then he gives me like an ornament that's black, and in the back it says bodyguard Mike, and but in the front of it, I don't know what this image is. Like, the best way I could describe it, ladies and gentlemen, is like it looks like a young Ozzy Osbourne, and in front of him seems to be, I don't know, like maybe I don't know, like Billie Eilish when she's 10 and they're in a sleigh and they both have a hat and a wreath on. It's just a very disturbing image. And my God, like it is, this guy is just so fucking fucked. I mean, holy shit. Clearly he's suicidal, alcoholic, chain smoker. He is just a horrible, horrible person. Not only should he not be working at this bar, he shouldn't be allowed at the bar. He shouldn't be allowed at any bar. So I don't know what the hold is he has on the two owners. Maybe they just feel sorry for him and, oh my God, like it is just fucking horrible. And there was another night too where, I don't know, like every night there it's a fucking disaster with him. But another night, like he didn't like what someone said to him, and 5 guys go out of the bar, they get kicked out, and then he starts chasing them down the street. He starts threatening all of them, like a little ways away from the bar, and again, like he's one of these guys where if you go against him in any argument, he's going to basically tell you to fuck off and you're not allowed at this bar. Like he snatches people's beers that they clearly pay for. They're, filled up, the pitchers, and he just takes them away and he won't give them back. And, he gives people the finger right in his fucking face. And I've never, like if you saw this in a movie, you wouldn't believe it. Like you'd be like, there's no way this guy could keep his job. This is all happening in real life. It's just insane. I don't understand this at all. So I'm assuming something is going down with him and the two owners there. Or, I don't know, man. It's fuck me. It is fucking crazy, man. Holy shit. I've never seen a bar ran like this ever. With the conditions, the bartender, the atmosphere, it's insane. It really is just insane. And also, he would just get so shit-faced. He would blame me for everything. Like, I remember, like, months in, he'd be like, why aren't you unplugging the heaters? Because it's not my fucking job. Do your fucking job. Do this. Do that. Like, whole bunch of things that are not my responsibility, he's asking me to do. And again, like, how am I supposed to lock the doors if you're outside them? Having a cigarette, when I'm supposed to lock the door, when you're supposed to pay me. Like he would always stall it out. It's the worst passive aggressive shit I've ever seen. On some level, he must hate me or just hate the way he lives his life, and he's taking it out on me and everyone else there. And he must be bipolar because, at one point he's just yelling at me. And then the next moment he's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. It's the night. It was a busy night. I'm like, it's fucking Mickey Finn's. It wasn't a busy night. Trust me. You're just a fucking prick. And that's it. And at the end of every night, he always stalls out paying me. Perfect example.
Like I said, I greased you guys. Mm-hmm. I greased the door guys. Mm-hmm. You guys way more tip than we're supposed to do.
I agree.
I don't care about you guys. Right?
I know. I hear you. I hear you.
What it feels like is you don't care about us.
Okay.
You ready to fucking go? It's not hard, man. It's a door.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, man. I know I'm yelling a lot. It's very frustrating. You understand that?
I do understand that.
I apologize for yelling at you.
Okay.
It's not up to me on intimate rules. It's 245 is the AGCO rules around.
Okay, 245, it won't happen again. Okay.
Like the rules of the AGCO, right? No,
I hear you.
The AGCO.
Okay.
I feel bad, Mike. I'm sorry. I made it.
That's okay. And it's okay. Can I give him money now or okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you can feel the frustration in my voice, right? Like literally I should have had my money like 20 minutes before this, but of course he's shit-faced. He's having smokes when he's not supposed to be. He's supposed to be giving me my money and having everything ready for the next day and cleaning up and whatever. I love how he's telling me the rules of, how Toronto is run, with the drinking laws and, but it's okay for you to get shit-faced during your shift, right? And we're the ones that have to suffer for it. Really? Thanks, man. He tries to put his arms around me and, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm like, dude, just give me my fucking money. Let me get the fuck out of this hellhole, please. And you can hear me. I'm trying to keep my cool. And then finally, after all this fucking around, he gives me my money.
I know it's very, very easy to blame me for not losing my temper.
No, it's cool. Alright.
It's very easy to blame you because it is all your fault. You are by far the cancer of this bar. You are the worst fucking bartender I've ever seen. One of the worst human beings I've ever seen. And the sooner you leave this bar and leave us all the fuck alone, the better we will all be. Please, pretty please, leave this fucking earth. Malaka pusti. Now, if you or know anyone who has a suicide problem, call the number 988 Suicide Crisis Helpline. And if you know anyone that's being sexually assaulted, call 1-877-544-6424. Now, if you want to go to a good Irish pub, may I suggest the West Cork Irish Pub. That's at 701 Queen Street East in Toronto, and it has a rating of 4.6 out of 5 stars. Unlike Mickey Fynn's, that has a rating of 2.6 stars out of 5. Is that even possible? I guess so. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to read a bunch of reviews, but let me just read this one, okay? And this one comes all the way from San Francisco, United States. So like I said, we have a lot of people coming and visiting, and unfortunately they do pick this bar. And this person gave it a 1 out of 5 star. That's even too high for me. Mickey Fynn's is an absolute disaster of a bar. The bartender yells at customers as if serving drinks is beneath him. And the other staff seems determined to make you feel unwelcome. It's truly impressive how quickly they switch to aggression, like they'd rather fight you than serve you. The crowd is no better. They're loud, obnoxious, and couldn't care less if they're ruining your evening. The pool table, perpetually hogged by the same rude patrons, might as well not exist. If you're looking for a place where you can actually enjoy yourself, stay far away. Mickey Fynn's excels only at cursing, hostility, and making you regret ever stepping inside. Wow. Need I say more? There's more on here if you need to check it out, but I don't have that kind of time. But if you got time, ladies and gentlemen, check out my YouTube channel, The Malaka Podcast, and go on TikTok and check out my page there at The Malaka Podcast, and you'll see many other stories. But ladies and gentlemen, let me just say this. I've said it before, and something tells me I'm going to say it again to somebody in the future. Mickey Fynn's is by far the worst bar in Toronto. And if you don't believe me, ask the mouse that lives there all day long. And if you want to know how I feel that I don't work at this bar anymore, just go to the jukebox and put in 0515. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the worst job I've ever had. Part 8. Chapter 3.
It's all good. They're coming wiki.
Can you get some towels for me, please? I'm really losing a lot of blood.
You sound like you're from London.
Yeah, I forgot.